Okay, good morning to everyone. And in the previous class, we have discussed regarding to the issues which are pertaining at unit number 3. The meta characters. We have completed what kind of meta characters you have and what are the activities of meta characters in the previous class. Today, we may be concentrate on creating new commands and program output as arguments and the shell variables. These are the 3 components we would like to consider for today, and we'll have some discussion on these 3 different kinds of activities. Okay, then come across through that particular thing here. Yeah. So these are the meta characters which we have discussed in the previous class here. So many meta characters have been discussed here. Redirection, appending, and then redirection to standard input from the file, and then creating buffer, that is the pipe, creating a buffer for execution of 2 different commands in a proper way, and here documentation, and displaying the files with any kind of name, displaying the file based on the existence of question mark, and command terminator, and then so process ID without waiting for some other processes, and value of a variable rather than the name of the variable, assigning value to one particular variable, and execution of processes based on the successfulness of first process with second, that is ampersand and pipe. So it could be executed on successful of first process, second will be executed. So on unsuccessful of first process, second will be executed. If first process will be succeeded, then second process could not be run. Normally, so backslash is always used to type number of lines within the same command line. And all these are considered as meta characters. We have completed in the previous class. Now today, we'll concentrate on how to create a new command and how a command can be executed. So remember, we are unable to create a new command as like as ls, as like as copy, cp, mv, something like that. But they will be stored in a specific location with a new name. That is the only point you need to consider here. With a new name, you have to store somewhere else, and that could be executed. That is the point you'd like to consider regarding to new command here. In MS Windows, Microsoft Windows, those new commands will be called as batch files, BATH. So normally they will be available with the BAT as its extension. I'll show you how they could be. So autoexec.bat can be available within this particular directory. Let me show you. So let me go to the command prompt and let me show you where exactly the file will be. Star.dir dir star.dat. Okay, no file is found. dir/hidden star.bat. Okay, hidden is not working. Okay, however, some batch files could be available. dir, one moment please, dir/star. -h is not available here. Sorry, I have operated this very long back. So dir/ah, so star.bat. Okay, autoexec.bat is not available here. Okay, however, so if you observe there is one particular entry in file. I mean, this is start system. That entry is called as startup. Of course, in Windows 10, startup cannot be displayed to you. But if you open any third-party application, you can see the startup here. Whatever the commands you may be, or whatever the applications you may be put in, so those startup, they can be executed without having any hesitation. You can see startup manager, startup manager. You can see this one. So this startup is also called as auto exec.bat in MS-DOS, and in MS Windows, this is called as startup. So these are all services which could be so automatically initiated when you have to switch on your system. Okay, these could be automatically initiated when you have to switch on your system. Look at this, everything will be resided in the tray. So these are auto exec dot kind of programs here. All these things will be so manipulated here. This is called as the auto exec.bat. Okay, so such kind of batch command daily. I mean, while system is getting on daily, you could not invoke this particular service, this service, this service, this service, and so on and so forth. All these services cannot be invoked by you. So when you have to switch on the system, so that is why everything will be put into an executable, dot file, dot bat file, batch file, so that during its switching on and invocation of Windows, it could be automatically activated. So such kind of things are being happening in terms of creating new commands in Unix. It could be possible, but direct new commands cannot be done by us because everything does have its own activity in Unix or Linux, such as ls, then followed by cp, mv, and many other chmod, many other commands are there. Those commands could be so placed into a new name, which is called a shell name. Based on that, you have to execute it. So, okay, let us have a look about this one. First of all, some set of commands are supposed to be repeated for number of times, very few number of times. Normally, you people are being activated this particular command continuously because wait for a while. So look at this. If consider this particular command, so this command is always trying to executed by us for a number of times, and wanted to execute this particular command for number of times, and you are unable to type that particular command. Let me say ls-l, for example. Okay, it may be taken so few very huge in number of screens. So that is why we would like to add one more switch here, that is more. If you take something like this, so it could be executed. If this particular command will be so taken for number of times, so continuously you want to type this particular command will be somewhat hesitation by you, so that you have to create a new command based on this. Okay, how you could create a new command here? So here is, so you could perform the same command I have taken as example. You could take any one of them, there is no problem. Okay, you can take any one of them, there is no problem at all. So this command can be operated something like this. These are the steps you need to follow. First step will be, so you have to operate echo. So whatever the command you are expected to specify, that particular command must be within single quotes, okay, not backcode, so single quotes. Okay, then followed by redirected to whatever the command name you are expected to have. That particular command name can be your own name or a relevant name, yes, whatever it may be, you have to give. After giving a file, a new file will be added to your file system. However, then execute this particular thing by giving execute permission. So you may be provide X permission to the command name what you have to created over here. Afterwards, then you have to execute the specific file or specific command by taking this particular kind of approach here. But continuously sh command name, it's also somewhat rigorous to operate. It's also do the rigorous to operate here. So to avoid this can also we have some steps to be performed. So before going to those steps, let us take into consideration. So then how you can do is, so you have to cat ls-l pipe more greater than, let me consider nc, new command. Okay, new cmd. Okay, you can consider your one. What exactly this could be done? It could be create a new file to the present working directory. Where exactly you are working to that particular directory. So it has been added a new file, namely this nc. Okay, that is what the point you need to consider. And secondly, what you are supposed to do, so you have to execute this particular command explicitly something like this. Explicitly something like this. But it is continuously sh followed by that particular file name. It could be somewhat a problem for us. So let us do how these things will be gets executed here. Let me change it to up class. Okay, ls-l. Okay, however, these are the commands which are available with me. So now what I am trying to do, echo single quote ls-l pipe more. Okay, if I would take something like this, it could be display the command. Okay, normally it could be display the command. What exactly we are trying to do, you have to create with a new name, that is ncmd, new command. My name is new command ncmd. Otherwise, so uh, uh, okay, ncmd, let us consider. For time being, I'd like to take this particular name. Now ncmd has been created, ls-l. So ncmd, just before it has been created, just now you have been created here. So now the time also, so 10:16, yes, just before it has been created. Okay, now what exactly we are supposed to give? So sh followed by ncmd. If you operate this one, so it could be whatever the actual operation ls-l pipe more will be taken here, will be taken here. But continuously you could not operate so this particular command. Okay, sh ncmd cannot be taken continuously by you. So what shall we have to do? So next step will be, you have to give permission, I mean execute permission for all in the sense user and group and others. For all, you have to give execute permission to that particular so command here. Let us have a look here. If you take this particular thing, you don't have any execute permission. You don't have any execute permission here. Okay, so give execute permission to all kinds of users here, so that chmod n, sorry, plus x. Okay, u in the sense only for user, so o in the sense only for others, and then what is that next one is g in the sense only for group, only for a group here. Okay, so if you omit that user or group ugo, it could be operated for all kinds of users. Let me give that particular all kinds of users. So my command name is ncmd is my command name. Look at the command here. So now you could observe execute permission has been given. Execute permission has been given here. Okay, has been given here. Now, after getting execute command, if you operate ncmd, normally our activity will be ls-well. ls is one command. Directly you can operate that particular command. But in the similar fashion, if I would take this particular command, so it will be provide some error message. It will be provide some error message. Then how could you solve this one? Look at this. What are the steps we have to follow here? There are two steps to be followed. There are two steps to be followed to do the same. So let us examine one particular environment variable or shell variable. That variable name is path. Okay, echo. Normally, already I have shown you whatever the commands. So let me go ahead, go to back, and I'll show you cd double dot again. So cd double dot again. cd double dot again. Now I am working with root. So pwd, so I am working with root. Okay, now I am working with root here. Now let me enter into one particular directory, that is bin here. Yes, taken bin. So ls -l, otherwise ls you could consider here. Whatever the commands you are expected to run, all commands are available here. I already told you this particular point in the previous class itself, I mean previous sessions itself. Look at this make directory, and then pwd, and then rm directory, set. Okay, we'll come across this set and grep all those things in future. Okay, all these cat, then ip address, ip, many other commands are available here. Shell, sh, and followed by many other cp. So date and calendar, everything will be available here to execute. ls, echo. Okay, all these commands will be existed in bin here. What shall we have to do here is, I have been created my command. Okay, I have entered into, so root again, cd home, cd gopi, cd so up class. So now pwd, I am working at this place. In root home directory, home gopi is there, in gopi up class is there, and I have been created one particular command, new command at this place. My command name is so ncmd. So if you able to move this ncmd to bin, if you able to move this particular command will be moved to this particular directory, yes, you will be execute this particular name as a new command for our so user. Okay, so normally that could not be done, because adding new commands or new files to this particular directory will be always prohibited. So let us see. So mv, otherwise even cp, so ncmd, to where I'd like to copy. So root, in root some directory will be there, that is bin. So if I would copy something like this, so look at this, cannot copy a regular file to, so this particular directory here. Okay, regular file cannot be copied into this particular so bin folder here. It is sometimes it is not accepted, because you people are users, and everything will be maintained by the, so the server may not be give permission to you. But there is another opportunity to do some kind of operation here, is you have to change the path. Okay, look at this echo. So dollar $path, it is one of the environmental variables or shell variables. You could see this is the path. This is the so specific path we do have with us. And if you add your path or present working directory path, this path to this particular path variable, then your ncmd can be considered as a new command which was created by you just now. Okay, let me add this one. How could you do that is export, the command will be export in capital letters, path will be equal to whatever the path which does existed previously, that path will be as it is, that is dollar $path. So if you want to add one more extra point, you can observe this one, colon will be taken for every directory. Colon will be taken for every directory. In the similar fashion, colon, and you may be given, so what you are supposed to given here, slash home. In home directory I have gopi, in gopi directory I have up class. Okay, whatever the up class, in up class whatever the commands you are existed, whatever the commands you have, all those commands in the sense whatever the files which does have executable permission, they will be executed as like as general commands. Okay, I have to export this particular thing so to the existed path. Okay, let me enter, and now you can display path again here. So look at this, our home and so gopi up class has been added here. I hope that you understand what I am speaking here. So this path has been added to our environmental variable here. After doing this one, now you can observe ncmd. Previously, if you type this particular command, you got one error message, n command is not identified, but here it could be executed. Okay, it could be executed as like as a ordinary, as like as the commands what we have learned previously: chmod, ls, or cp, rm, make directory, mkdir, rmdir, dir, cd, as like as those commands, it's also be executed. In this way, you can able to create new commands. Hope that you maybe identify what I spoke to you just for this particular thing. So this is the way. Sometimes it may not be, so seems nasty about this one. So that what we are supposed to do, 2 points will be taken into consideration. Move your newly created command to bin directory. Either this one is one particular option. If you are unable to do this one, for your session, you have to add so your present working directory to the path, environment variable, the path. You have to add to this one. Either of these two operations will be done, either this one or this one. So being as the server, it is not accepted actually. So you have to perform this particular operation. This is the opted operation here. You could perform this particular operation. Therefore, your command will be I mean your file will be represented as a command for that particular session. If you close that session and re-login, otherwise if you close this particular thing, I mean this terminal, and open new terminal one more time, you please see, if you open new terminal one more time, okay, so open the new terminal for this particular time, and let me check out echo, so $PROMT, sorry, path, path, path. So that could not be there here. Your directory, I mean, whatever the present working directory you have added, that could not be there here. So therefore, for that particular terminal session that is being available, if you want to perform, so with another terminal, you need to add it. Export capital PATH will be equal to $PATH. Add this one, $PATH colon. So slash gopi slash, sorry, home slash gopi slash up, so class. It could be added for only for this particular session of terminal. It could not be available underver forever with this particular path here. Now you can ncmd, yes, it could be executed, otherwise it could not. Okay, so that is what you need to remember in terms of creation of new commands. This is the way. Then followed by second point will be program output as an argument. Not actually program. So command output as an argument to one particular command here. So let us do, if you want to perform, so any program or command as output for another command, so then that command could be enclosing the invocation of so back quotes in the sense. So for expr, whatever the code you have used, the same code. Okay, the code will be used here. So for example, you could consider something like this. Okay, look at this. Look at this particular thing in this particular area. So echo. So the time at Macharla would be, this is the data what I would like to consider. And now back code here, the back code can be taken into consideration. Let me display with the date. You could see the time at Macharla would be Tuesday, so and so, so and so, so and so. Okay, and if you want to generate this particular data in 2 or 3 lines, then you have to invoke something like this. Echo, so start your double quotes and the time at okay, wait for a while. I'd like to echo, so double quote starting the time. So after taking this particular double quotes only, this number of lines will be taken into consideration. At Macharla would be next line. So that is quote start, back quote start, and then date, back quote end, so full stop, and then double quotes ending. Okay, if we take something like this, you could see it could be displayed in more number of lines. Wanted to display in single line, so without taking double quotes, yes, it could be displayed in single line. Otherwise, it could be displayed in more number of lines by taking this double quotes here. Okay, these are the two ways to perform command, execution of one particular program output as argument to some other. These are the two ways. There are the two ways here. Either this way, or this particular way. Either of these two. Either of these two. Okay, this is very simple to be understood here. And already we have discussed something about the shell variables. Already we have discussed. Even then, situation demands at this moment. Let us have a look here. User. So $user, echo $user. So echo all caps only. So environment variable should always in all caps only. $user. Whatever the username, so it has been displayed. Okay. Then followed by next one is path. Just before we have seen. Then followed by present working directory. It could be gets operated using pwd, otherwise, so echo with environmental variable, that is $pwd. So you please remember for this environmental variable must be always in all caps. You must remember this one. Both are same, but one is command and second one is environmental variable. Okay. Then followed by home. So path will be used for home directory. So let us see. So echo $home. Okay, you can see my home directory is, so within home, my username is Gopi. Yes, I am working here. So let me change to UP class. Okay, let me change to class 1. Now echo present working directory as pwd, $pwd. I am working here. What is my home? What is my home at this moment? This is my home. Okay, you could observe the clarity, clear difference between distance between these two. Okay, then followed by so host name. What is the specific host name here? So echo so $HOSTNAME host name. So my host name is, so look at this. This is the host name actually. So Gopi-VirtualBox. Of course, I'm working with. I'm installed this one using so VirtualBox so that it has become something like this. Okay, this is next one, and followed by language. Which language you have used to communicate with the system? So echo $LANG. So I am using English India. While installation of this particular Ubuntu 18.0.4, I have selected English India. So that is why I got this particular language here. Okay, install language. Then followed by editor. So what is the default editor you have with you? Okay, then ECHO $EDITOR editor. So nothing is there for us right now. Nothing is there. You do have actually two different types of editors are there, but they are not default. One is BI editor and second one is Nano. These two are not default. So based on the execution, you have to open it. Okay. Then followed by the last one. So UID. What is the present user ID of a current user? Present user. So present user's ID. So look at this. Echo $UID. So 1000 is the UID number. Then followed by echo where you are working right now. So $SHELL shell. I am working at bash BASH. So there are different kinds of what you call environmental variable or shell variables, whatever it may be. These are. So in this way, out of today's discussion, I am paying much attention towards this particular discussion, because you may be able to create your own command set by using so already existed commands. I spoke to you. So a new command can be, new name can be taken into consideration in Microsoft Windows MS. So Windows. So these will be called as batch files. These are called as batch files. But here, if you give for any file, if you give execute permission, that can be executed. So you could able to create your new commands in such a way. Okay, in such a way you can create. So after giving execute permission to your file, it is this particular operation could not be done in a proper way. So it is, the server is not allowed you to move your file to the bin directory. So therefore, you have to add our path, where exactly you have created your new file. Identify the present working directory path, and that path will be added to, so the present path of the, I mean, environmental variable present path to your actual present working directory could be added to the particular path, so that your file will be newly created command file will be considered as the new command here that could be executed. Already I told you the path will be only for that particular terminal session, not Unix session, terminal session. If you are close your terminal session, so obviously the path will be destroyed and the original path will be there with the newly open terminal. So that is what you need to remember. And this is the, the, the lesson today for our have been completed. New commands, and then program output as argument and shell variables. Already we have taken this one. More IO redirection has taken here. Already we have taken. How we have taken here. So I'll move towards the backside. Yes. Okay. Sorry. For redirection, we didn't taken. We did not taken anything. So this is actually redirection. Okay. Let me come across. Yeah. These are the redirectional operations. These are the redirectional operations. These are the redirectional operations. Already we have taken. Same explanation will be there with that. Already we have taken this one. Okay. So redirectional operations also be completed here. And we have completed if structure, if else structure, or else if ladder structure, and the while structure, and then the for structure, and then case structure. Everything has been completed. So therefore, only one thing is gets missed here. That is command arguments and parameters. Tomorrow I shall continue this one. By tomorrow, so unit 3 will be completed. By tomorrow, unit 3 will be gets completed. And unit 4 is very interesting, and you must be pay attention on unit 4, because you maybe have more and more number of explanations regarding to this one. And already I have given some examples here. I mean, given some. Let me close this one and let me open. Only 4 minutes are available. Whatever the program I have given in the previous assignment, let me open that particular program for a while and execute for you. Everybody have used exit command. So usage of exit command is not suggested in our so in our any programming, whatever the programming kind it might be. So it is not suggested. So therefore, without using that one, you have to develop a program something like this. Because of VirtualBox, it has been taking some time. Wait for a while. Or otherwise, let me open the same in Windows, because we do have some idea. Bash. Okay, bash, and here we are being taken this particular part. Yes, let me open at this place and let me explain you. So for the time being, because then it's been taking some time. So that let me go ahead and where is Unix? Yes, Unix and classroom. And here, prime or not, I have developed one particular program for you, and I have so forwarded this particular program to you in our so classroom also. Look at this. This is the specific thing. So you people have did some exit is being operated here. So let me examine how the things are being happening as far as this one here. Let me execute this one. For example, it is 1 0 0 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 1 lakh this. The number is 1 lakh. So let me execute this particular execution here. Look at this. It is not a prime number and have taken 0 iterations. No iteration has been taken here. There is no iteration which have been taken. Let me operate this one 997. 997 is my input. So let me execute this one. As far as you people have operated, that could be taken some. Many people have did n divided by 2. Yes, I do agree. Even then, that has been taken 498 iterations. But here, I have developed with 14 iterations for the so the value which is near to 1000. Let me increase. So 20997, for example, 20,000. Otherwise, 2 lakhs, 2,99,97, for example. So I don't know whether it is a prime number or not. Let me execute this one for a while. Let me execute this one for a while. How many iterations could be taken here? It is not at all a prime. It is not at all a prime, but has been taken. So because it is an odd number, so odd number could be always taken huge number of iterations. How many iterations have been taken? 223. When compared to 21 lakhs, so 223 iterations will be very, very, very less. Very, very, very less. So I have added some rubrics to you to provide such kind of operations, but you people have failed to provide that one. So let me give you one more problem for some time. Okay, today in the afternoon, I will. So try to execute the same program and do the necessary operations. So execute and evaluate them.